land of Western fantasy, and hamburgers. The expanding cattle industry helped create the fast food industry. 200,000 animals graze on a cattle farm. These stock centers are used exclusively for production of fattened cows, which in a matter of months are ready for slaughter. Meat breeders aim to produce more meat more quickly and more cheaply. Choice of breed, artificial insemination, genetic engineering and intensive feeding are the tools of a speedy hamburger production. Cattle breeders use antibiotics, sedatives, hormone treatments and cereals to push the daily weight gain to 1.5 kilos per beast. 30 years ago, it took twice that time to fatten an animal. The biggest grain producers supply half their harvest to this form of bodybuilding. In these feeding centers, each head of cattle eats more cereal every day than an Asian or African family needs for a whole year's survival. Although the United States makes up only 5% of the world's population, its agricultural sector is responsible for 1/4 of world meat production. That's big business, and it takes this production all the way from the paddock to the consumer. In this meat factory, a subsidiary of one of the biggest food corporations in the world, fast food is prepared for restaurant chains.
This is one of our meat cutting lines here at Standard Meat. With the growth of food chains around the nation, there is a big need for consistent quality product done with the exact specifications so that a customer can walk into a restaurant in San Francisco and they can walk into the same chain in Miami and they expect the same quality, same consistency. So right here we see this lady, she's cutting the steaks to the desired thickness, all of them with consistent quality. Nothing is wasted. Trimmings go in to make other products for national chains like taco, hamburger, and pizza topping. We're not losing anything at all. Everything is recovered. All the trimmings go back for grinding for hamburgers. We do not lose any of our product. We also maintain very strict scheduling and planning so that we carry on with our production.
The Standard Meat Company is geared to supply the fast food industry. Its processed mincemeat goes to fast food outlets like Taco Bell and Pizza Hut from Hawaii to Frankfurt. It flies steaks and finger foods all around the world, from Dallas to Tokyo.
Santiago Rodriguez, call 163. Santiago Rodriguez, please call 163. Octavio, please call 102.
The menu of millions of people is bought and sold on the floor of the meat stock exchange. Expert traders participate in development of the fast food diet. Future contracts are taken out long before slaughter. Meat processors buy their raw materials on order from fast food chains. Originally, pork was the staple in the United States. But during the 50s, when beef prices fell after the glut caused by the introduction of fattening paddocks, beef became the top food item. At the end of the 70s, poultry prices came down, so poultry-based products were also introduced alongside the standard hamburger fare. Culp is a financial advisor who lives on and for fast food. This tireless stockbroker is an expert on the best-known industrial food outlets in the United States. For years, he has observed the trade in raw materials and the politics of restaurant chains.
Yes, the fast food market in the United States has sales of about $45 billion this year, and the fast food sector is growing most rapidly, about 15% a year in sales. McDonald's has the largest share of the hamburger market. They do $7 billion of sales in the United States, which means they account for about 17% of the entire fast food industry. Burger King is about half the size of McDonald's and does about 8%, and Wendy's does about 6%. The restaurant industry is normally a very good place to invest because many restaurant companies are growing very quickly in terms of sales and earnings. And the physical expansion allows sales and earnings for the average restaurant company to increase at a 15 or 20% rate each year. So the average restaurant company is growing at least twice as fast, maybe 3 times as fast as the typical American corporation. So we're very positive on the restaurant industry on a longer-term basis. McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's have enjoyed declining costs for beef over the last 3 years. Between 1980 and 1984, the cost of hamburger patties has been in a steady decline from about $1.35 a pound to as little as $1. And it's not in the interest of the hamburger chains or any other restaurants to be raising and lowering their prices. So what they try to do is keep a steady increase. And right now, they control about half of the fast food industry.
So although meat had become cheaper for the hamburger cooks, the customers at the fast food counters continued to pay the old price. With the extra profit, the big chains financed their expansion.
McDonald's lives here.